I've talked a lot about how being an adult sucks. People tell you being an adult sucks. They always say they miss the childhood, they miss high school, they miss college. Today I want to talk about why adulthood is the greatest thing ever and what makes being an adult great, to make being an adult happy. It's not something that a lot of people talk about. First of all, being an adult, there's small things that make you considerably happy. Just a reminder that there's no school and there's something called weekends unless you work extensively difficult jobs. A lot of times you feel like time is your own. I think the reverse is said a lot. They say people own you by the time you're an adult, but as soon as you're done with work, that empty time, there's no constant striving for studying and a rubric that you have to follow. There's small aspects of being an adult, like just strolling around and realizing you're grown up. That makes you feel good. I think a lot of times people put this in a negative aspect and say, oh, I wish I was young. But there is a beauty to just being old. Making money, by far, is the highlight of being an adult. Having that cash hit your account. People say money doesn't matter, money's just a number. Money matters. And making money, seeing yourself make more money, seeing investments make money, getting promotions, getting bonuses, understanding that you can make more money in the future by getting a new job, switching jobs, going to a new company, is a great feeling that you don't really get as a kid and continue to get as an adult. Of course, there's burdens. You have to think about supporting yourself. You're no under your parents' money anymore, but making your own money, individual money that you're responsible for, is great. Of course, the flip side of that is being able to spend money. Spending money also great, especially if it's for you. Buying yourself a massage, a great meal, taking people on a date, buying yourself a gift, buying other people a gift, and then knowing that it is your money for you to spend that you've earned to make and then to purchase, to consume is a great feeling. Maybe I'm a brainwashed child of capitalism, but spending the money that you make is a great feeling, a much better feeling than getting 100 on a test that you've been doing for 16 years. Feeling control over your life, something that I said earlier. Of course, this is at some level of a disparity, depending what kind of situation you're in. You might feel a complete lack of control, perhaps because of your financial circumstances. Maybe there's something personal going in your life that only adults experience. But overall, I think being an adult, you have to start realizing and owning the idea that your life is now up to you. There is no next guaranteed step. Your parents aren't holding your hand anymore. It is very much about you taking ownership. And this could come off scary, and there's fears associated with it. But on the flip side, there's beauty in the idea that you are in control, and technically no one can tell you to do anything because you are now an adult. That comes with this idea that once you realize that things aren't that important, that there's no end to the world. And it's kind of like looking back and realizing me being scared of that one teacher or a friend group mattered so much, realizing that losing that one best friend wasn't the end of the world. Adulthood is a lot about reality and being able to give up and settle for things, but in a good way, in a positive way, and recognizing that at the end of the day, nothing really matters and it is your life to live and people don't care about you that much. That's a very freeing feeling that comes from adulthood that you're reminded of constantly. People are very scared of the future. I am also scared of the future. Not knowing things is a very hard, anxious feeling to have, but there's also beauty in that, and it makes you feel great sometimes, knowing that there's nothing set out for you. When you're in third grade, you know fourth grade is coming. When you're in fourth grade, you know fifth grade is coming. But when you are 25, you know that 26 is coming, but you don't know what 26 is going to be compared to 25. You don't know if it's going to be progress. You don't know if it's going to be digression. You don't know if it's going to suck or if it's going to be great, but there's something awaiting, and you know that there's going to be something exciting that you've never experienced before. It's not a repeat or a slightly upgrade version of what you've had. Adulthood is a continuing rolling stone that you don't know where it will roll, and you don't even know if it's going to roll, or you don't know if it's going to be a circle at all. Perhaps it's going to be a square. And I think that is truly the beauty of being an adult, that you don't get to experience as a child or a teenager or adolescence, whatever kosher word I'm able to use these days to describe not an adult. This is kind of a soft spot, and I think it's something that perhaps people that have had good childhoods can only attest to, but perhaps even rough childhoods, knowing and understanding your parents' perspective as you become an adult. And perhaps you become a parent yourself, or at least go in the workforce and knowing the pains that your dad or your mom may have gone through, and understanding the perspective they have for you, is a phenomenal feeling, because you finally get to relate to people that you've been with the longest and you've loved the longest, or perhaps you've hated the longest. And this connection, the lack of distance, the closing the gap between you and your parents, is a phenomenal feeling that you can only get when you're an adult, when you go through similar experiences, and you can really hit the pinnacle of when you become a parent yourself. Alongside that, on the flip side, is the natural gaining of respect from children. Of course, you need to earn that respect. Not every adult deserves respect, but pending that you are a relatively decent person, you're having a decent career of sorts that people might respect, and you have qualities as an adult that clearly sets you apart from kids. Kids start looking up to you, and you start getting more and more kids around you because you're becoming more and more adults. So there are people that are naturally younger than you that fall in this category. That's a great feeling. I think as a person that loves mentoring, loves having people look up to me, it's something that you just naturally get, and you also set a high pedestal for because you know that you have to meet these standards now as an adult. Overall, I've complained a lot on this channel and just in life about being an adult sucking, but reality is I think being an adult is truly the beauty, the pinnacle, the late 20s that I'm approaching and the early 30s and perhaps into the 40s, now that people are just living so long, is the highlight of a human career. You think that being a teen and being in college and being in high school is what everyone strives for. There's a reason why life is set up this way, where that comes up first and then you enjoy and have an ample room to become an adult. It's about exploring yourself, finding who you truly are, how you can affect others, how others affect you, and then really taking control and ownership of your life that only you care about as much as you do. That's the beauty of adulthood, and that's the thing that I am actively striving towards these days. And the thing that really just makes me happy every day, because being an adult is something that I can't take off anymore. I hope those of you that are becoming adults, or perhaps adults already, that perhaps aren't having the best time of your life, recognize that there's plenty of things to look forward to in adulthood. It's okay to look back and miss childhood, miss adolescence, but reality is you're an adult. You're never not going to be an adult anymore, and you might as well own it. You might as well take advantage of it and have a great time adulting. As always, I thank you guys so much for watching. I will enjoy another week of being an adult, and I will see you guys next time. Let's go.